In this video, we will be looking at a Sentinel loop with a while construct. The subgoals for evaluating a loop are 1. Diagram which statements go together. 2. Determine the start condition. 3. Determine the termination condition. 4. Trace the loop. For every iteration of the loop, write down the values. We are given the following code and asked, what is the output if the user enters the values 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and -1. For subgoal 1, we diagram which statements go together. In this case, we want to diagram which statements go with the while loop. This is easy to see because the while loop has curly braces. Next, we determine the start condition. The loop control variable is score. We want to know the value of score when the loop begins. Looking at the code before the loop, we see that the score is declared an integer. Score gets the first value read in that the user enters into the input stream. In this case, 10. Now we determine the termination condition. The continuation condition is when the score is greater than or equal to 0. So the termination condition would be when score is less than 0. Now we trace the values in the loop. In this loop, we are concerned with the variable score and the variable good scores. We want to track all the values of score. Score begins with the value 10. Inside the loop, we see that the next value of score is read. The user will enter 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and -1. If the score is greater than or equal to 20, then good scores is incremented by 1. The first value, 10, is not greater than 20, so we read in the next value, 15. 15 is not greater than 20, so we read in the next value, 20. 20 is greater than or equal to 20, so we increment good scores by 1. We read in the next score, 25, which is greater than 20, so we increment good scores from 1 to 2. We read in the next score, 30, which is greater than 20, so we increment good scores to 3. We read in the next score, 35, which is greater than 20, so we increment good scores by 1 to 4. We read in the next score, -1. -1 is not greater than or equal to 0, so the loop terminates. We want to print out the number of good scores, which is 4.